Hey, what's up, everyone? One mic so focused here. I just want to take a minute or two um to say this. Okay, first off, we're gonna start off with a topic real quick. It's called staying away from certain people that are just bad news. Now, if you ever been in a relationship with someone, or been in a friendship with someone, or business partnership with someone, and you got a funny feeling that there may be bad news, but you don't find out till later. Well, this is what you would call trusting your instincts. Now, instincts could work one of several ways. One of them is depending on how you're feeling and how that person is acting. They could be going one way and saying one thing and then doing another, or they could actually be following through with what they say they're supposed to follow through. But if things just aren't adding up, you should go what they call by trusting your own instincts, trusting your gut. If you know that a person brings a certain type of energy to the table, you have to be very cautious of that and decipher what is it that you want to do. Do you want to stay in that situation, or do you want to see and work it out, see how it pans out? And do you want to make a decision based off of their actions, not just what they say, which is basically what you should do. You should watch what they do, not just listen to what they say, because action speaks louder than words. If you ask a question and they give you the answer that you want to hear, it's always best to watch their actions when you ask them questions and watch what they do. If you say, hey, do you know how to do certain actions for this, or do you know what to do just in case if this happens, and they just give you like an open-ended answer, then that's not the individual that you necessarily want to deal with. Because a person that is straight up and forthcoming, they're going to give you a straight answer when you ask them a straight question. If they do not understand, you say it again. You give them the three rule, the three strikes and you're out rule. You say, hey, look, I'm looking to know more about this. Do you happen to know more about that? And they give you an open answer like, I could definitely look into that. It's not a straight answer. It's either yes or no. If they're not giving you a straight answer, or if they say yes, I'll look into it, or we'll see, or I have somebody else who has the information, and you ask them directly from face to face or over the phone. Usually, I prefer to do things face to face because you can watch the seven sign languages. There's sign languages, verbal and nonverbal, that you could see and spot when you ask people certain questions. How you may think you may be bugging, but you're not bugging. You got to trust your instincts, because depending on what kind of questions that you may ask a person, they may look up to the left or look up to the right. When they're looking up and to the right, they're thinking along the lines, but I'm not sure if that really works. They'll look up and to the right when they're thinking, they're letting you know what's really going on. That may be the truth. On the other hand, if they look up and to the left, they're thinking of a way to tell you a lie and not tell you the truth, to work their way around shit. Same thing, but you can't see them if they're over the phone, so you can't really go by that. My main thing is, if you're going to ask someone something, you ask them an up and close and personal answer. If they don't have up close and personal answers for you, then that's not the kind of person you want to do business with. That's not the person you want to hang around with. You don't even want them in your group. You don't even want them anywhere affiliated with you, because it basically shows that they're not the kind of person that's trustworthy. And I myself have been learning lessons on that, and I'm doing the best that I can to help school everyone else, to let them know what the truth is, what the deal is, because that's what we hear on this show. We're not about hiding no faces. We about telling the truth, and that goes for relationships as well. If you know a person is not telling you the truth, or they're beating around the bush, or they're just insecure, or whatever it is that's going on, then you don't really need to be with that person, because it's obvious that they have some kind of inferiority complex as to the reason why they're not living in their truth, and that could be very detrimental to what your goal is in life. That'll basically hold you back from what you got to do. If this person is stagnant and they're not living in their truth, then they will never succeed at what they want to do. And that's why I'm successful, because I live in my truth. I let people know what the deal is. I stand on my word and I follow through. Now, with that being said, when it comes down to relationships, you also want to stand in your truth. If you ask a person a straight question and they give you a straight answer, that's fine. When you watch them and you ask them a straight question and they beat around the bush, or they go everywhere but directly to the point, then that's not the person you want to be with. Because later on down the line, there's going to be some complications. There's going to be some irons tested in the fire, that you want to make sure that your metal holds straight and true. The same way you put it in that fire is the same way that it's going to come out, but forged even better to handle what it's supposed to do, and to cut sharply, not break. When you have people that are not living in their truth, and there's a situation where the metal is going to be tested in the fire, you want your iron to be sharp and strong. Any fault in the connection between you and the other person that you're dealing with will break that sword. So be very careful of who you're dealing with. Be very careful who you associate yourself with. And always, always give praise to the man upstairs, to letting you breathe, to letting you see, to letting you hear, to letting you enjoy another day in this life, because tomorrow is never promised. I mean, look what's going on today. Chaos all over the world. You have to give praise. You have to give thanks to the man upstairs. And most of all, live in your truth. This is Mike, One So Focused. One Mike So Focused, to be exact. And I'll see you on the next trip. Peace.